The rise and fall of Sailor's Gang, what went wrong? Kwanza, according to my perspective, ama venye nilisikia, venye nilisikia, ati sijui kuna sijui record label ama sijui mzungu fulani alikama akazijua akawapatia papers for sign, alafu kumbe ndani ya hizi papers kulikuwa na a certain rule ati wasiwaitoa ngoma pamoja. So that was Sailor's Gang, Boondocks, Ethics. Wasetu wa nini? Nitoaje Gengeton. So hiyo ndo kenye nilisikia. Ati sijui alinyimwa kutoa collabo ama ngoma at the same time. So that's hiyo ndo kenye iliwafanya wakafollow. Na venye walikuwa na energy safi wakifanya ngoma pamoja. So acha tusikie inasema aje. In the mean moment, like the video. Like the video, subscribe man. Peace.
If you ask any random Kenyan what they remember about 2019, I'm sure there's one thing they have to mention: Wamlambez and Wamnyonyez. This song was one of the biggest Kenyan hits of 2019, and everyone was shouting Wamlambez and Wamnyonyez. And by everyone, I mean government officials, parents.
Isku by the ulikuwa class ama form ama ulikuwa chuo? Ulikuwa happy my days? I think nilikuwa form 1, form 2, form 1, form 2.
Radio presenters and even foreigners, or we can call them whites.
Wamlambez! Wamnyonyez!
Wamlambez!
Wamnyonyez!
Wamlambez! Wamnyonyez!
Wamlambez!
No, I think nilikuwa form 3, man. Fuck. Yo, nilikuwa form 3. Kwa nimezeeka. What the? Yo, nilikuwa form 3, bro.
Yes.
Even American actor and comedian Jamie Foxx joined the challenge.
Yes, then you say Wamnyonyez.
Wamnyonyez. Yes. Wamnyonyez.
Wamlambez became a national anthem, evolving into a popular greeting. Whenever someone shouted Wamlambez, the expected response was Wamnyonyez. The masterminds behind this cultural wave were 5 young men who called themselves Sailor's Gang. At one point, the government tried to ban Wamlambez, saying it was immoral, a move that made the song
like Kenya zim kuna shida gani? Hawa watu wenye wanakwanga kwa government alafu kwa section ya music ya media. Niko na rules zingine sijui aje. Angalia ni copy hata venye majuu work.
Even more popular. Sailor's Gang went on to release other hit tracks like Queen B, Nyandus and Packaging, all of which went viral. However, like many great things, their reign at the top ended in a dramatic and messy fallout. So what went wrong? How did a group that had the whole country shouting Wamlambez and Packaging end up struggling to stay relevant just a few years later? Let's dive in. Remember to like this video and subscribe for more.
Like the video man and subscribe for more. Ring the notification bell. Ndio upate juu I drop each and every day. Siwezi angusha. Unless nyi mkatai kuwatch, sasa nita give up bro. Lakini siwezi give up. Najua kuna ule msemo mmoja, wawili, watatu, wanne, watano wananionanga. I'm doing it for you. So nyi wengine wenye bado mjajua kenye nafanya, make sure you thumbs up.
Sailor's Gang wasn't just a group, it was a whole vibe, made up of Miracle Baby, Shalkido, Lexi Young, Kokos Juma and Masilva. These boys came together with one mission: to make music and of course become popular. But let's be honest, none of them woke up one morning and said, let's make history. Like most creatives, they were just hustlers looking for a break. Miracle Baby, the lead singer of Sailor's Gang, went through a lot of challenges. He moved from being a street urchin or chokora to a construction worker in Denderu, and also worked as a mortuary attendant. His star started shining when he began performing as a Kikuyu stand-up comedian. Shalkido was working in the matatu industry as a tout or kamagera.
Nilikuwa kamagera.
Kokos Juma began his life as a hairdresser and a broker.
Mimi nilikuwa nafanya stories na manywele hivyo.
Masilva worked as a construction worker in Denderu, and Lexi Young used to sell clothes in Kabuko.
Mimi nilikuwa nauza marodhi.
Marodhi ni nini?
Manguo.
Before coming together as a group, Each of them was pursuing music individually and would later meet at a youth music event where they decided to team up and form what you know now as Sailors Gang. Miracle Baby, Shalkido, Lexi Young, and Emma Silva all contributed as singers and rappers, but there was one member who stood out for doing something completely different. Cocos Juma's main work was to shout. Yes, just shouting. But
Imagine I even never knew.
it wasn't just a random noise. His hype and energy added a different vibe that made their songs even more catchy. Wamlambez was the first song they recorded, but since they were unknown and still fresh in the industry, they needed someone to support them and show them
Lakini hawa jamaa, I wish acha tusikie tu kani hiyo kitu ndio walisign. They let down ama.
way. So one day, one of the group members, Shalkido, approached radio presenter Mwalimu Rachel at an event. He introduced himself as part of a new group called Sailors Gang and explained that all they wanted was for Mwalimu Rachel to share their song Wamlambez on her YouTube channel. Mwalimu Rachel agreed as she wanted to support and empower the young boys. Mwalimu Rachel didn't just post the song on her YouTube channel. She also played it on a radio show. The response was overwhelming. Audiences instantly fell in love with the song, marking the beginning of Sailors Gang rise to fame. Now, you might be wondering, why didn't they just open their own YouTube channel and post the song there? Well, according to Mwalimu Rachel, she actually encouraged them to start their own channel, but they refused, saying that it will take longer to get followers and views. At the time, it seemed like a smart move. After all, they just wanted to get their music out there as quickly as possible.
By the but hiyo ndio kitu inakwanga. Ndio maana saa zingine itabidi tu manza chini. Just make your own shit. Ile siku yenye utafeel like uko na ngoma yenye inafaa iende to the world. Ukipeana kwa channel ya msee iko na 1 million subscribers. Ama zinapatanga more than 200k views each and every day. Upeane song yako hapa ama ufanye collab na msee anapata views kama hizo. Hao watu wote wenye utaoccupy kwa hiyo channel ya msee watakuja kwako. Unacheki. So wezi peana kitu kama una channel kwanza in the first place.
Ni Sailors wenyewe walikuomba uchukue ngoma yao ya Wamlambez uiweke kwa YouTube channel yako.
Absolutely.
So it is not you who asked them.
No. Ni wao walikuja na wakaomba vizuri, nikaambia vijana wangu nitawasaidia.
Ukaiweka kwa channel yako.
And at that time, we are not even talking about management. It was for the love of these boys, the love of the music. They had something, and they still do. Amazing, talented young men. And I said, this is the least I could do. But then, YouTube channel.
Mbona hapo unataka kukaa nikaa niende umesaidiana. Wote mmesaidiana, pia utapata views. Pia utalipwa je ngoma. Pia utapata subscribers. Acha kujifanya asif niende umesaidiana peke yako. Wote mmesaidiana hapo. Wamekupia hit. Ndio maana saa zingine mtu akipostingi, watu wakifanyanga collab, then mse mwingine apost na channel yake igrow up, mse mwingine usikianga wivu. Hata yeye anajua channel yake ingegrow.
Will I lose anything? No.
You'll gain 100 times better ama more than you had.
Maybe I'll gain.
Why didn't you decide to tell them and guide them about opening their own YouTube channel at that time?
They had no idea how to, number one. Number two, they knew that ile jina Mwalimu Rachel pia itawasaidia. Wao kama Sailors wangefungua, watu hawajui.
Okay.
Unaona?
I understand.
However, this decision would later prove to be a huge mistake, and we'll dive into the consequences of this choice later in the video. Before we talk more about Wamlambez and how Sailors Gang became famous, let's talk about Gengeton. In 2019, the Gengeton genre was just starting to take shape. It was a new sound, but not so different from what Kenyans were used to. It was a blend of genge and dancehall, but with more cheeky and explicit lyrics. Ethic Entertainment and the Boondocks Gang were among the first groups to make this new sound popular, with hits like Lambalolo and Rieng. These songs laid the foundation, and Sailors Gang took it to the next level. Their song Wamlambez was released in April 2019, and within just a month, it was almost everywhere. It went viral on TikTok, Twitter, and every corner of the internet. The song wasn't just a track, it became a movement.
You can imagine Kenya, hizo matime, niko sure hata hii ngoma hata haijafika mita. Juu ya hiyo time. Hiyo time YouTube, wase wako wa YouTube, wase walikuwa wanaenda kwa cyber, wanaenda wana download ngoma, wana load kwa nini, kwa flash. You can imagine kama ungekuwa unajua YouTube, ama kama YouTube ingekuwa. Lakini hata sahi bado hamjajua YouTube, mnashinda huko TikTok na nini. Mara kuna wengine bado unaenda cyber. Unaenda nini cyber na kuna online? Ingia YouTube, sikiza wasanii.
With everyone in Kenya and beyond participating in the Wamlambezi Challenge. Even international comedians and artists like Jamie Foxx and Christina Milian joined in on the challenge.
When we say Wamlambezi, you say Wamnyonyezi, okay?
Wamnyonyezi.
Okay, so we
Okay.
say Wamlambezi.
Wamnyonyezi.
People didn't really care what it meant. It just sounded good to shout Wamlambezi Wamnyonyezi. But there was one man who thought otherwise. Ezekiel Mutua, the then CEO of the Kenya Film Classification Board, who claimed that Wamlambezi was immoral and unsuitable for public consumption. Kenyans, especially on Twitter, were not pleased with the decision to ban the song.
Alafu utasikia ati acha tusikie kwanza.
And ironically, this likely led to even more people streaming the song. But what made Wamlambezi, and by extension, Sailors Gang, so special? Of course, one could say the Sheng slang, the humor, and the cocky attitude. However, in 2019, the Kenyan music industry was not as vibrant. Some say it was kind of dead. Nigerian music and bongo were the dominant genres. But as they say, East, West, home is always the best. Gengeton brought a new vibe that Kenyans, especially the young people, were yearning for. The biggest advantage that Gengeton had was that the songs were in Swahili and Sheng, languages that most Kenyans could easily understand. And after Wamlambezi, Sailors Gang continued making hits. They released songs like Packaging, Queen Bee, Katanisha, and Nyandus.
Packaging, unga ngano pango.
As the buzz
Ganda
around
pango
Gengeton
kando.
grew, big names in Kenya's music scene couldn't resist jumping on the wave. Sailors Gang found themselves collaborating with heavyweights like Octopizzo on a song called Wakeridho. They also did a song with Nadia Mukami, Nitekenye, a song that showcased their versatility, proving that they could blend Gengeton with other songs while maintaining their
Yeah, exactly, man.
sound. All this time, they were managed by Mwalimu Rachel, who played a critical role in keeping the group organized. She handled bookings, logistics, and even negotiated sponsorship deals, ensuring they remained on track.
Shout out mwalimu sana yenyewe, kasi ya kutuaminia yenyewe. Kila mtu wenyewe chipu, lazima uaminiwe ama aje. Lazima kila mtu aone light in you. So yeye ni aliona, and now we pop in sababu yake. Shout out to her.
Sailors Gang had become huge. They were performing at concerts, dominating radio playlists,
Packaging.
and landing endorsement deals. For a moment, it seemed like nothing could stop Sailors Gang. They were on every poster, every TV screen, and everyone was discussing Gengeton and Sailors Gang. But as they say, the higher you rise, the harder you fall. And for Sailors Gang, the cracks began to show as early as September 2019. The first major blow came from someone close to them, their manager, Mwalimu Rachel. While she was instrumental in their rise to fame, tensions grew as the group felt that they were being exploited. There are reports that Sailors Gang never signed a formal contract with Mwalimu Rachel, which was their first mistake. But the bigger mistake was allowing all their music to be uploaded to Mwalimu Rachel's YouTube channel. The fallout reached a boiling point during the pandemic, when the group signed to a different record label without consulting their managers.
They promised them many things. Na hapo ndio Peter, Miracle Baby as the leader of the group, akaenda kakaa chini na wao without
So it's another record label. Yeah, so tunapata ile story nilikuwa nasema. Acha tusikie.
my knowledge, without my company's knowledge, signed a deal with them.
But hiyo ilikuwa rahisi kuwa convince. So alikuwa anachekiaje? Huyu madam tunakaa na yeye. Hakuna contract tumeandika. Kumaanisha yuko serious. Tuna feed channel yake. So kuconvince watu kama ilikuwa tu very easy. Sasa si watakubali. Mbona mnaika tu channel ya mtu mwenye amjaandika contract? What if kesho hawatoke nini mpange tu hapo kidogo kidogo.
And I didn't know about this until the representative of this record company came up to me and told me, by the way, ni signed deal and it's done. Vijana ni sisi sasa tuna wafanyia hii maneno. I was hurt. As someone who has put
It's okay.
Tusikie.
In retaliation, Mwalimu Rachel allegedly withheld access to the YouTube channel, which had all their previous songs and millions of video views. She demanded over 1.5 million to release the account passwords, claiming the group owed her money for the investments she'd made in building their brand. The group also accused her of sabotaging their progress and exploiting their innocence. What followed was a messy public fight that played out across social media, with some Kenyans, especially Sailors fans, demanding Mwalimu Rachel to hand over their passwords. At first, Sailors Gang thought that joining a new record label would improve things. However, things got much worse.
Maisha imekuwa ngumu tangu niingie usanii. Maisha imekuwa ngumu. Yeah.
Yo. Hii ni ukweli. You can see it. You can see the pain.
Na ebu niulize, maisha yameanza kuharibika, ni tangu mkue signed under record label ama kumekuwa na nini?
Zote yani unashindwa, kwani government, kwani vijana yani tulifanyanga nini? Vijana akikuja kujiinua anapigwa. Si management, si rebo.
The international record label they signed with promised monthly payments, free studio sessions, and video production. But this came with many conditions that restricted the group's creative freedom. Members began to feel trapped, leading to frustration, emotional distress, and eventually, the group split.
I think ni ile kitu tu tulikuwa tumesikia za zile. Hiyo yenye niliwashow nilisikianga aje. Walipatanga record label fulani, wakasign, alafu kumbe inside the nini hii kitu ya kusign kulikuwa na rules that hawafai kutoa ngoma ukiwa in a group.
Mwalimu Rachel later claimed that their downfall was self-inflicted, insisting that she warned them against signing with the label, but they went ahead, tarnishing her name by claiming that she stole their money. To make matters worse, the COVID-19 pandemic hit, bringing the entertainment industry to a standstill. Live shows were cancelled, revenue streams dried up, and Sailors Gang struggled to adapt to the new normal.
When Corona hit, they panicked. Kwa sababu nilikuwa naambia guys, sasa lazima tujikaze nini? Funga mshipi tight. Mambo ya kwenda out na nini tulieni. If it's catering for your basic needs, pay that first. Because there's no money coming in and I cannot promise you that I'm going to give you the same amount of money ambayo tulikuwa tunapata before. So things got tighter financially, and that's when this record company
Wakaona weakness
label came in and promised them good things. Tutalipia rent, tutapatia pesa.
Aside from the COVID-19 crisis and the fight with their manager, it's impossible to talk about the collapse of Sailors Gang without addressing the bigger picture, the decline of Gengeton itself. By 2021, the genre that was once so popular was losing its spark.
Yo, sema Kenya unajua kuuza hizo mashati. Say something you know about the shirts. Kwanza the color black and red. Niambika uliiva. Niko na yangu.
Some people argued that it had become repetitive, with most songs sticking to the same formula of explicit lyrics and the same beats. Fans now began craving something new, and artists from other genres like Sauti Sol and Calligraph Jones filled the gap.
Kwa hiyo vijana wa siku hizi wanaimba kuhusu bangi,
kunyandana, kuua mabiti. Hizo vitu ngapi?
Vitu vitatu. Bangi, kunyandua na kuua biti,
na kipewa bita na ua,
na kuulewa pombe.
Kulewa. Kulewa kabisa.
Sailors Gang was actually evolving.
Nasikia hiyo. Kabisa.
Collaborating with different artists and experimenting with various sounds. But after joining this new label, their releases became less frequent, and when they dropped a song, it failed to match the magic of their earlier songs. Imagine having songs with millions of views but not owning them. You can't access them, and even worse, being controlled by the label. It was frustrating. Lexi Young even said that some big artists in the industry took advantage of them, and some even stole their songs.
Calligraph Jones, Mwizi.
Mwizi? Mwizi wa nini tena? Mulifanya song na Calligraph na kutoka? Mungefanya kwanza right?
Apparently mse alitumiwa ngoma, akaifanya yake.
So what happened to the members of Sailors Gang?
You know kweli watu mnajua deep, watu mnajua vitu zilifanywa huko chini chini ndani. Is that true?
After the group split, each member went their separate ways. Miracle Baby and Shalkido ventured into a different genre, moved from Gengeton to Mugithi. Lex Young found Jesus and tried to reinvent himself as a gospel artist, a move that raised eyebrows given the group's controversial past. But anyway, Jesus saves everyone and anyone. Masilva occasionally releases new music, but the songs aren't as big or exciting as those from Sailors Gang. Kokos Juma stayed out of the spotlight, and no one really knows what happened to him after the group split. As for Gengeton, we will see another Gengeton revolution, maybe, but the genre is far from dead. Artists like Saru, Joe Face, Furthermore, and Zero Sufuri are still making Gengeton music. Sailors Gang may not be leading the way anymore, but their impact on Kenyan music is undeniable. They proved that Sheng, humor, and shouting could dominate the airwaves and even cross borders. Their story is also a reminder that talent and hype can only take you so far. Without good management, adaptability, and unity, even the best can fade away. But maybe the most important question is, how can we better support our artists to ensure their success is sustainable?
Stream banze, muingie Spotify, muingie sijui wapi, mwache kuenda cyber. Acha tena kudownload ngoma. Mwache kudownload bana. Ati una download alafu unaenda unasikiza kwako more than 1,000,000 times. Ungesikiza 1,000,000 times hapo YouTube. We generate something for that artist, for that record label. Alafu kitu imenibamba hapa, hawataisema jina record label yenye walisign.
The answer to this question could help prevent the next big group from facing the same issues as Sailors Gang. Let me know what you think about Sailors Gang, and thanks for watching. Remember to like this video, and also don't forget to subscribe.
Yo my people, that's the end of our video. Niambie kama ilikubamba. Yeah. So next time anze, before join vitu zingine, confirm kwanza, read. Anyway, that was my time. Peace.